Louisiana beer reviews. Here I am recording at the unusual property called the Alaskan Hotel, built in 1913, opened that year. Strange sort of hotel, but it's right in the middle of everything. I didn't want to be way out by the airport or next to McDonald's. All right, anyway, but before it was a hotel, it was how do you say this? A house of delights or something, something like that. Anyway, no air conditioning. They don't have air conditioning in Alaska. All right, so I'm in Juneau, Alaska. I found some craft beers that I do not see in Louisiana. Now I could have bought hundreds of dollars worth of beers I do not see in Louisiana, but I would have to drink them all here. That will not happen. So this is the Widmer Brothers Deadlift Imperial IPA. Now, years ago, 10 years ago, 2013, let's say, we used to get a pretty good amount of Widmer Brothers beers. And it wasn't long after that, maybe 2014, really, it started to fade away. And now we don't get their products. I'm telling you, do a locator tool search. 8.6% alcohol, 70 IBUs, the website says. So it's a good India Pale Ale level, IBU level. It says ale, that's a legal disclosure. They use pale malt and Karatin, I think it's called. And they use Avenger. I'm not familiar with these hops. Avenger, well, Centennial, of course. Nelson Sauvin, that's kind of a big one, last 7 or 8 years, and Willamette. Okay, established in Portland, Oregon in 1984. Packaged. Man, I'm telling you, you cannot trust a store. The guy's like, thanks for coming back. And now I'm looking at this like, because I told him, I'm going to come back. He thought I was playing with him, but I wish I had been. Packaged on August 11th of 2022, so we're going on 2 years old. You just cannot, if you think a store is going to rotate, forget it. 8.6, that's not good. It should be at least 10. Stovepipe can, 19.2 ounces. And I'm over here walking around, and I just ate some awesome Mexican food, by the way, at Mar y Sol, sea and sun. Great. I wouldn't eat the rest of the day. But I went over there and I was like, oh, Widmer Brothers Stack, which actually turned out pretty good, actually very good, which was the shock of the day. And two others, craft beers, IPAs, I'm pretty sure they are. So this is a real disappointment. Let's see if it held up. I'm not feeling too confident. So it's off-white head, orange appearance. I should have bought the juice in the Four Loko. They had some that I can't get here. I mean, at least they 14%. They would hold up if they're not going to rotate. It's really disgusting. And Jean-Pierre, he knows, because he ran into the same problem, man. And the funny thing is, the most irritating thing is they'll tell you this is the 3-tier system. The distributor protects you from old beers. We make sure it's rotated. Oh, really? Yeah, see that. I've noticed that hasn't happened through multiple occurrences. Does smell pretty good though. Yeah, it's like fairly intense barley malt. White bread crust, yeah, I would say that. Okay. Taste. And you can tell, well, thankfully the beer has not turned, but you can tell that it used to be a stronger 70 bitterness units. You can see that there's some fade that's happened. And I know the viewers are going to say, you got to check the dates, you got to check the dates. I get that, but I mean, you're not, when I'm out on a trip or just at home shopping, it's like I'm not always thinking like, oh yeah, let me check the dates because I just know the stores don't care. You know, I'm not thinking along those lines. Should be. Medium bodied. It's sort of bitter. I did a beer review at my friend David's house a couple of weeks ago that was like unthinkably bitter. I mean, it was like, I said, well, what is this? I mean, I like high IBUs, but this is off beyond the, I mean, it's beyond the pale of any acceptable form of human reasoning. I mean, it's insanity. And he was like, oh, why you gotta always down the product? I said, I'm not trying to always down the product. I said, but it's too unbalanced. And that was, it was interesting though. It was the most extreme bittering I'd ever seen. Most extreme in my life. Of course, this is very moderated. It's a strange thing. Another strange thing is that, man, in 2012, I found a 4-pack, a 5-year-old, not 5 months old, 5-year-old, which we don't get their products anymore at all, Brewdog Hardcore IPA. And I thought, oh, 2007, and this is 2012, it's just going to be a train wreck. But the store, my local store, Mathern's, was like, nobody wants it. We're going to sell it for $2.99 a 4-pack. I thought, wow. But I could not get over how well that beer had held up over 5 years. It had strength, bitterness, character. It was like it had not lost a thing, and it was in bottles, not cans. The, you know, celebrated cans. Now, this one, medium body, mostly dry finish. I'm not gonna pretend that it's not good. I'm not gonna try to like hype it up because I got an old can and be like, oh yeah, it's really not that good. I mean, it is good. I don't know what Deadlift is about, but oh yeah, something about Atlas having to hold the world. Or yeah, Atlas. Okay, so I guess because it's, well, 8.6 is not really that strong. I'm going to give it a high score, but I'm just irritated because I think it would be so much higher, and it's like I'm selling the company short, like, you know, saying, oh, it's good, you know, but they're going to probably say, no, it should be drunk fresh, and you know, why is this on the shelf going on 2 years after the best, going on 2 years after the best, well, you know, call Thibodeau's, ask them why it's still on the shelf. It was $4.29 a can. It is an enjoyable product. The body's not too heavy. The finishes seems appropriate, like mostly dry. I think it'd be sticky if you got it on your hands. But I just think that if it would have been purchased in say December, November, October of 2022, it would have been just unreal how good it would have been. Now it's still good, and I like it, but it's a disservice. And I'm sorry to go on these rants, but I mean, it's uncalled for. It is really uncalled for. I'm over here on the trip, and you're tired. Anytime you go on a trip, you're tired because you can never rest. You've been on a plane and some child crying, and I say that's a rule. Do not take a baby on a plane. I mean, I know I wouldn't do it. No way. Next child I have, I mean, I won't have the child, but the woman who anyway, ain't no baby going on the plane with me. But or a football game. But so you're not thinking like you got to be super careful. I mean, you just can't. You cannot think that way because you're too tired. You understand because many of the viewers travel. But I am surprised that the IBUs have held up. It's pretty impressive. It's not where it should be, but it's not bad. Not bad. Okay, so assuming this is a West Coast style because you could see what I poured, and I didn't see any haze. I didn't taste any fruit salad or cake batter. And I'm not trying to. All right. Yeah, Portland, Oregon. Yeah. I think, all things considered, I think a fair score for, I never heard of this. When I saw it, I was just like, I gotta buy it. Because I didn't buy the Big Ballard. Well, you can't get everything, but I've been wanting to try both. But I had always, I had kind of admired Widmer Brothers, and they did. I know they got bought out, but who doesn't get bought out? But couldn't really understand why they got exited from our market. But I'd never heard of this one, and when it showed up, I was just like, I wasn't just like, I was literally like, or I was saying, oh, I'm gonna buy this. And first I thought it was saying Dead Life. I was like, why would they call the beer Dead Life? Which makes sense with the date, but I saw the hop cones as Deadlift. I said, oh, Deadlift, okay. But every sip I take, it gets better. I was gonna give it a 90, but no, I think 93. And you got to remember what I'm dealing with. So 93. 9.3 out of 100. A really enjoyable West Coast. Why did this have to happen? Why'd you do that to us, man? IPA. Yeah, it's a winner. So you see these little jewels in the rough out there. Some of the jewels be in the rough for a long time, you know. But anyway, so yeah, Laissez Les Bon Temps Relais, a 9.3 out of 10, a most excellent product. Yeah. If you see it, check it out. And I mean really check it out, like, check it out. And I'm going to end this review by saying y'all go to Portland, Oregon and tour the Widmer Brewer. I was about to say the Widmer Brewers Brothers. The Widmer Brothers Brewery.